Can American factories help build for war again? Well, the Trump administration is now reportedly reaching out to major U.S. automakers like General Motors, Ford, GE Aerospace, and Oshkosh to produce military gear. This, remember, comes amid the ongoing wars in Iran and Ukraine, which have reportedly drained American defense supplies. The push is coming from the Pentagon's broader plan to put U.S. defense production on what it calls a wartime footing. These automobile manufacturers do not have to start from scratch. Companies like Ford, Oshkosh, and GM have already built military vehicles for Washington in the past. In fact, GE Aerospace also won a U.S. military contract valued at up to $5 billion for aircraft engines to be sold to allied nations. But now the Trump government wants to scale this up and fast. The reason is that the war demand, which is outpacing production, is now getting into a burden. When the U.S. entered the Second World War, remember, Detroit did not just build cars. It had built several war machines as well in the 1940s. Ford turned its factories into bomber plants. General Motors produced armored vehicles at an industrial scale never seen before. Ford alone, in fact, built over 8,000 B-24 bombers that time. It reached a stunning production rate of 1 aircraft per hour. After the Pearl Harbor attack, it even produced hundreds of thousands of vehicles, engines, and jeeps, and supplied critical components from armor plates to tank engines. GM produced fighter aircraft and torpedo bombers, built engines that powered some of the most important American warplanes, and rolled out more than 500,000 military trucks, light fighting tanks, and machine guns. In fact, it also supplied artillery components and military systems, essentially becoming a backbone of the U.S. war machine. Now, fast forward this to today. Another parallel situation is emerging as Washington's high-intensity war against Iran is going on, while also supporting Ukraine against Russia, and the cost is showing. The U.S. has reportedly fired more than 850 Tomahawk cruise missiles in just weeks of the Iran war, a raid that has raised serious concerns about stockpiles. Reports suggest that this has eaten into a significant portion of available inventory, while production remains slow and complex due to technological advancement. As a result of this, there is a growing gap between what Washington uses and what it can replace. The current situation in Iran, remember, and Ukraine is putting pressure on America's defense industrial base. The Pentagon is now responding with scale. The Trump administration is pushing for $1.5 trillion by 2027. It is one of the largest defense budgets in history, if not the highest. But money alone is not the problem. Capacity is. Defense experts warn that the U.S. does not currently have the manufacturing depth, especially against a country like China, which has a far larger industrial base and modern warfare that is only making this harder. The Iran and Ukraine conflicts have shown how cheap mass-produced drones can drain expensive missile defenses. So America is once again looking at its auto industry. Can 21st century America recreate the industrial surge that won the World War II? Or has modern warfare outpaced its ability to produce? That is the big question.